Welcome. Welcome back and welcome home, Super Rockstar Seeds. My name is Melissa and I will be your multi-density cosmic tour guide. We are going to talk to Kurt Cobain for just a moment here, and he's going to bring us some messages from spirit from that particular bandwidth frequency that can bring us information in our awakenings. So he is here saying, we'll talk about guides and guardian angels and what that's about later. But I want to tell you, good job. You've made it past, you made it past this point that, there was, severe damage to our, circumstances, our simulated circumstances. And we were losing, souls, we were losing energies, we were losing ground. And he says, congratulations in this part of the revelations times, or whatever you're calling it. He's like nonchalant, like whatever you're calling it. You've come into a good point where there's a lot of collective renewal and strength and stability. And he says, you're safer than you know. A lot of the things have been undone and uncovered that have been causing us problems. So we'll be able to rebuild. And he says, if you would be able to perceive from this view that we have, this bigger picture, this divine blueprint view, you would be able to see that you could do it much quicker. But since these awakening times are different perspectives and belief systems and things at play, the collective isn't quite together yet. And he's saying the 144,000 is back in order a little bit more. And so keep going, because those frequencies will bring that 5D into your everyday life. So we're asking our higher selves to descend as we ascend. And bring that heaven on earth. He's like, yeah, something like that. I'm going to ask him, are there just 144,000 people? And he says there are pieces. It has to do with many layers. So there's many different pieces of this. And he says the tribes, there are leaders of the tribes that bring these frequencies that open up our DNA to coming into balance as it was supposed to be. And he's saying there's more to this than you know, the 144,000. And he says, just make no mistake that this is not a tool like tools of the past where possibly religions or systems, belief systems had almost like a caste system within each system. So if you didn't have very much money, then you had terrible insurance, you weren't going to be treated well in the medical system. Or if you didn't have this or that, or you weren't tall or short or whatever it is, there were judgments and different perspectives that were hard for most people to get through. So, in different systems of our reality. And he's saying, this is not what this is, and we will not allow it to be, placed that way. And he's saying the words that we use, like the anointed, the chosen, that is good to remind all of the children of God that they are precious and important. However, it denotes, the connotation of this denotes that some are chosen and better. And he says that's a trickery of the mind, trickery of the darkness, to make our minds move a little bit, back and forth, wish-wash. He says, all of you that carry light, the children of God, chosen, and not that you didn't make mistakes or have pieces just like all of us. He says, look at me. I had addiction. I never listened to anyone, things like this. And then he had the wife that was kind of scary to everybody. And he says, make no mistake, the children of God are all chosen, all anointed, and going through their own journeys and their transmutations and integrations, their shadow work, whatever you guys are calling it these days. in their own ways. And he says, I always say, marry your rock star. And that can mean in you, doesn't mean another person. But he says, just remember who you are and remember to walk forward in integrity and know that your truth is that you are a child of God. You're a spark of God. You're a son of God and daughter of God. And so that divine masculine and feminine is aligning in that cosmic heart. And he says, that's all I came here to bring you is the truth. And he says, I'm enjoying being a speaker, and I do care for all of the downtrodden, the addictions, the people who have been beaten down so much that they cannot see. And he says, if you could see from my perspective, our point of view in this 5D and up, that you could see in the divine blueprint that nobody can see their full truth and potential. And he says, eyes are being opened in a lot of ways. And he's assuring us that we're on the right track. And all of you are, unless you're a dark soulless being or have, continued to choose the darkness, all of you who have been working on yourselves are known. God knows our mistakes and our non-mistakes. Or if, let's just say, if you had pain, worries, trauma more than someone else, and it took you longer to heal things of the past, and how could it not? Some of you came here to heal the heaviest, darkest things that have ever been in humanity. And he says, some of you had double, triple missions to help this world in your own unique way. And he says, so if someone else thinks you're lesser or, lesser intelligence, they are not aware. They're the ones with their eyes closed. And to be heart-centered, coming from your heart, service to humanity, the service is going to help others. And that was wildly distorted in the past, where a lot of the empaths and the light workers were taken advantage of and just really ripped open in energy. And that those were the children of God, and that was hard. And so someone that doesn't know what you've been through in whatever ways might not recognize and say that they are chosen, but you are not. And that is false. So he's saying, watch as the words awaken with us as they come out of the upside down, and we are able to say it a little bit better. And he's saying the universe supports you, and we are all evolving at the same time. And our connections are becoming more strong, and your freedom is real. Cosmic heart is connected in new ways and old ways, he says. Old ways being from the beginning. He says really good on the DNA activation. That's what your human minds can understand. But part of it is almost like the keys. Like if we had keys, if I was standing here and you could see all of my chakras, which would be 100 or 500 or I don't know. The main ones are, in our 7 that we know of, the 9 above and below us connection, and all around us in our knees and our hands and our feet and our different places. And he says those are being put back together just like we would after if there was a giant hurricane, tornado, ice age, earthquake, meteor that hit the earth, and great flood all at once. Imagine what, displaced places and things. And we're still trying to find the Noah's Ark from the last great flood. So, there are different pieces that are being put back together, the puzzle pieces, and it's almost like the chakra systems of the earth, and these different systems and areas are being put back together. And each one of you are doing that as well. You're the children of God. He said, just remember you are worth it, and your hard work and dedication and commitment to your self path, you and source, is spectacular. And they're saying, or he is saying, many of you have been committed to helping this world in so many beautiful ways, bringing information, teaching, understanding, healing, helping others. And he says there's no need for it to be at your expense anymore. And the true healers are not going to be persecuted or accused anymore in these next days, weeks, and months. We're just not going to stand for that. And the chosen, anointed words that we use are right on, groovy. That's good, but it does not denote that someone is more or less than another. Be your true rock star self. And he says, marry your rock star. And he's saying, envision the things that you want. And that helps bring that into the state of being of who you are in everyday life. I'm going to pull a card. This is not, I don't think this is what we would go, oh yeah. We wouldn't think of Kurt Cobain or anything like that in this, but I like these. They have stunning pictures. And I love them. And he's saying, remember that commitment, that true sacred union, that is yours. That's the truth. So all the people that made fun of you, all the people that blamed you or accused you or said you were their twin flame, which I think several of you have had several twin flames or ideas or thoughts, and the ones I hoped weren't, and all these things. But it feels like this commitment to your own sacred union inside, I get that heart and that smooth water, which is our emotion, the element of water in us, and this pure love, and the sun or the moon and the stars, all in perfect divine order, is your celestial map, cosmic map. And he's saying that commitment has been known, noticed. And although most of you would never want to be famous or don't want to be famous, you're known in the light of God. The universe knows you for your hard work and dedication and commitment. So the darker ones that sold their soul or try to sell your soul or hurt others, step on others, just really act out in chaotic ways. They're not in the same spiritual standing as you. And so even though many of you are quiet and you hold the light and do your work at home or on your own time or all by yourself, a lot of you are loners, he's saying, in some ways, that you're very well known in the universe and the galaxy for your hard work and dedication. And he says, we send thanks. You're a rock star. Marry your rock star. So anyone that has been yearning for connection and love, not like desperate for a girlfriend or boyfriend, or while you're married, several girlfriends or boyfriends, because I see that a lot in readings. That is not what they're talking about, but yearning for that connection and that true love recognition. And a lot of you have, he says, some of the loners have been really working on it in themselves and have stayed in honesty and responsibility and worked on the deepest traumas and wounds. And so now as the rest of humanity comes forward and says, oh, I have a little bit of that and a little bit of this, you can have true compassion and love for them, even if in their ugly days or their distorted days. And he's saying, good job. It really helps. You're very well known in the universe, many of you. God knows all. So it would be weird if we were not, if we were kind of like just sort of shoved to the side, some of us. He's like, now you got it. All right, right then. This is not the card I thought we were going to get. I don't remember this one. So intimacy. So that divine feminine and masculine in us, surrounded in this warm, loving, safe environment we're able to come out of the fear and the shadow into this safety and have intimacy and truth. He's laughing at me because he says, you always trusted the wrong people. And I said, I know from birth it was marked in me. And he says, some of those people have loved you so much. And some of the outside interferences, it was written this way so that you, and some of your soul family, soul tribe, soulmates, twins, people that you cross paths with, you helped heal these things so that people could feel safe in themselves and have intimacy back, instead of intimacy like porn, or intimacy even that didn't have anything to do with sex, with connection, communication, intellectual intimacy. Those things can come back online and in safety and trust. And so I really like this. Although that's not what I was expecting. I'm pulling another one. He's saying the cosmic heart is leading you, each one of you. Not everybody's working on the same things, and not everyone's shadow is the same. But it does bring the awareness and the realization that you are divine. He says, I'm telling you, the right people, like it's never been an issue. It's a real truth that the right people are going to cross paths, come back with the right people. And some did not decide to complete some soul contracts and fix it this time. And they will never have the chance to do that again. And so those things will be corrected, and your true balance with the right purposes, missions, people, places, things will be in your heart, and you'll know, and you and God can co-create these things. So the last card we've got is Luminosity. He says, what can I say? Everything's being illuminated. What can I say? The light is coming in every direction, in every way that's just right for you, just right for me, just right for all of us. And we're being placed back in the garden, the true garden of safety and connection and truth. And whoever you are is exactly right and exactly perfect. Be who you came here to be, man. And he says, continue, keep going, and know that you'll have enough as well. And anyone that had some issues with finances as this world is shifting, or where they belong, just know that you'll have that divine inspiration come in and have a little bit of help, my friends. You have a little bit of help. One of the coolest things really is, and I've said this a billion times, so could be redundant, but is that each one of us are different and yet connected. And so he's saying that is your uniqueness is precious and part of your divinity. So just expect some goodness to come in, and you're always loved. There are many of us starseeds, indigos, crystallines that are really kind of lone and isolate, that do not want to have marriages and children and things like that. And he said that's acceptable as well. Just know you're always loved, and your way is the right way for you. And there'll be some new teachers and ways to learn, and you'll have enough, and you'll be able to help others. So those dreams of communities where we can help each other and have different types of healing or helping, serving humanity modalities, that spiritual truth is going to prevail over all of the earth and all of us. And so those things may very well be coming true. And it's not that, well, I have to be better than you, or I have to have more people watching my videos than you, or anything like that. It's more that we will all help each other, and each soul tribe has these places on earth that you will have that are safe and home, and there's plenty for all. Some of your inspirations of the past, like some of you have had these dreams for like 30, 20, 10 years. Like, this is a way I would like to help, but I don't really have enough money to build this. I just know that some of you will, and you'll connect and you'll help each other build. And it's not an ownership of just me or just them or just you. It's a connection. And so he's saying your passion for the arts, like me, it's art, color, tone, music, and the skies. And he says those passions, spiritual, supernatural things, keep those on your plate, because even though it's, we don't know what's coming next, there are others like you and your kindred souls and are coming to share and really be part of that and celebrate you as you celebrate them. And things are being corrected and balanced. So second chances will arise. Open doors will arise. And I'm saying thank you. And he says, always, I do care about the people that are downtrodden. So know that the homeless, these issues that are happening in humanity, this is not funny. And there are ways to help all others have homes, shoes, food, safety. And that will be coming, it'll click in the next times. And we don't have to fight each other. We just have to implement those things. And your prayers are heard. Welcome home. I thank you all, and I thank the energies that is Kurt Cobain for being here and bringing us divine truth and messages from spirit. And I send out lots of blessings and hugs from me, and thank you.